Now let's solve the solution to exercise 8 together. Now let's begin with question number 1. In question number 1, we are considering triangle PQR. So with this, let's duplicate what we have here and move it downwards for ease. In question number 1 now, we are considering triangle PQR. So just like we did earlier, we will say P, small letter p, is equals to 9 centimeters. Okay, or before then, let us draw the entire triangle out. Triangle PQR. So we have PQ to be 5 centimeters. We have this QR to be 9 centimeters. And we can see now that QPR, the total length, is going to be equals to 8 centimeters, which we have here. And we are looking for cos P. So with that, we can label this to be equals to P, Q to be 8 centimeters to be equals to Q, and R to be simply 5 centimeters. So let's now rewrite in the order. We recall the formulas of evaluating the angles. Let's write one of them. Cos C is equals to A squared plus B squared minus C squared divided by 2AB. Now we are asked to evaluate cos P in triangle PQR. We can see, so we're looking for cos P, and all the other letters we have are P, Q, and R. So therefore we will have cos P to be equals to Q squared plus R squared minus P squared divided by 2QR. Now let's simplify further. So we have cos P to be equals to Q squared. Q is equals to 8 centimeters. R is equals to 5 centimeters. And P is equals to 9 centimeters. All divided by 2 into Q, which is 8, and into 5. Therefore, cos P will be equals to 64 plus 25 minus 81 divided by 80. And moving on, we can now have an expression of cos P. Cos P is equals to 64, the numerator, minus 81, and we'll have 8 divided by 80, which is equals to 1 over 10. Now we have the result of cos P. So we have solved the first part of the question. First part of the question says find cos P. The second part of the question says we should find length QX. Now in length QX, we'll be considering triangle PQX. Remember, in the first triangle we consider triangle PQR. Now in the second triangle, let us consider triangle PQX. So considering triangle PQX, we have something like this, understanding that X is an intersection on PR. So we have X, we have Q, and then we have P. Now with that, PQ is equals to 5 centimeters. PX in this case is equals to 6 centimeters. And we are looking for what? We are looking for QX. So let's call this X. Now, just as we have in trigonometry of cosine laws, that's A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Likewise, with this, we have X squared will be equals to 5 squared. Before then, let's label So we'll have our Q to be equals to 6, P is equals to X, and let's say X. Okay. Let's leave that. Then we'll have our P squared, X squared to be equals to 5 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 into 5 into 6 cos P. That means the angle here. And we solved in the last question cos P. So we have X squared is equals to 25 plus 36 minus 2 into 5 into 6 multiplied by cos P, which is 1 over 10. And this will result into X squared is equals to 25 plus 36, which will give us 61 minus 6. And this will be equals to 55. So we can find the expression of Qx, which is equals to X, okay, is equals to the square root of 55. And the square root of 55 is equals to 7.42 centimeters. So now we can see in the question that we're able to find the expression of cos P using the formula to evaluate angles from the sides, and also Qx using the cosine formula. Now let's take the next question, question number 2. The question says the sides of a parallelogram are 7 centimeters and 10 centimeters off its diagonals. And now we are asked to find the other diagonal, given that one of the diagonals is 15 centimeters. So duplicating it, and we have question number 2. So the first thing we do is to draw the picture of the diagonal. So we have the diagonal, let's say diagonal AB, CD. The sides of the diagonal are 7 centimeters. So the short side is 7 centimeters and the longer side is 10 centimeters. 7 centimeters and 10 centimeters. And one of the lengths of the diagonals is 15 centimeters. So we are saying that the length from the diagonal here is 15 centimeters. And we are now asked to find the length of the other diagonal. So we are looking for length AC. Now, let's bring out the triangles involved. Let's first bring out triangle DCB. So triangle DCB is in this format, CDB, where we have DC to be 10 centimeters, CB to be 7 centimeters, and DB to be 15 centimeters. Similarly, we can bring out triangle ADC. So we have something like this with the diagonal AC, ADC. Remember, we're adding a bit of geometry into trigonometry. So we have AD to be 7 centimeters, DC to be 10 centimeters, and we are looking for AC. So this is what we are looking for. Let's call it X. So how do we resolve this? The first thing we do is to evaluate the angle C. Okay, we evaluate the angle C because we understand that in parallelogram, the adjacent angles of the adjacent angles is equals to 180 degrees. So the adjacent angles of parallelogram are supplementary in nature. So we are saying that C plus D is equals to 180 degrees. Similarly, A plus B is also equals to what? 180 degrees. So now if we can evaluate C and we can evaluate D, from C we will use the expression of c plus d is equals to 180 to evaluate d, and from d we will use cosine law to evaluate the value of x. So let's begin. So we'll begin with triangle DCB. We are beginning from here and want to evaluate the angle C. So we have all the sides complete, we just have to evaluate the angle. So let's label them. This is length C to be 15 centimeters. This will be length B to be 10 centimeters and length D to be 7 centimeters. So we recall from the trig identities that cos A is equals to B squared, okay, plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2BC. Similarly, when we have triangle, we have B, lengths B, C, and D, and we are looking for cosine C. So we start with the other letters, that's B squared plus D squared minus C squared divided by 2BD. This is just simple analogy. And now let's substitute. Our B is equals to 10 squared. Our D is equals to 7 squared, and our C is equals to 15, which will give us 15 squared, divided by 2BD. That's 2 multiplied by B, 10 multiplied by 7. So simplifying further, we will have that cos C is equals to 100 plus 49 minus 225 divided by 140. So simplifying further, 100 minus 49 using our calculator, 100 plus 49 minus 225 will give us minus 76 divided by 140. So we have that cos C is equals to minus 76 divided by 140, and in decimal places, decimal form, we will have it to give us minus 0.5429. Now applying this format, now we can evaluate the angle C, because we know that C will simply be a cos of 0.5429, and this will result into, using our calculator, we will have angle 122.88 degrees. Now we recall what we said earlier on, that the adjacent side of a parallelogram is supplementary in nature. That means it's equals to 180 degrees. So C plus D is equals to 180 degrees. So we can now evaluate angle D. So let's proceed from the next triangle and evaluate angle D. C plus D is equals to 180 degrees. Definitely D is equals to 180 degrees minus C, which is 180 degrees minus 122.88 degrees. And using our calculator for this, we will have the value of D to be equals to 57.12 degrees. So moving on, we can now find the expression of D, sorry, the value of X, because now we simply have two sides and an angle, which tallies with what we need for using the cosine law. So moving on, we can simply say that this is equals to C is equals to 7 centimeters, A is equals to 10 centimeters, and we are looking for X. So we can say X squared is equals to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos A, rather cos D, because we are considering X. So let's substitute. Our A is equals to 10, that's 10 squared. Our C is equals to 7 squared, and we'll have 2 into 10 into 7 multiplied by cos D, that's cos 57.12. So simplifying further, we'll have 100 plus 49 minus 140 cos 57.12. Cos 57.12 is simply 0.54. So we'll have 100 plus 49 minus 140 into 0.5429. And therefore we'll have x squared to be equals to, so let's simplify using our calculator, is equals to 73. So we'll have our x to be equals to root 73, and root 73 using our calculator will be equals to 8.544 centimeters. So let's go back to the question. The question says, use the cosine formula to find the length of the other diagonal. The length of the other diagonal is x, which is 8.544 centimeters, and which is what we have here. AC to be 8.544 centimeters. Should we take a quick recap on cosine law? Yes, let's do that. C squared is equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. B squared is equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b. And finally, we'll have a squared is equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a.